muggy condition कि बारिश भी होगी पसीना भी हो रहा है. There is in Hindi months we used to say Bhado, Sawan and Bhado. So we used to say in the villages, don't go out, it is Bhado. Bhado ka kham means sunstroke of Bhado months, means raining after rain the sunstrokes are very severe. So that because they are muggy, so it's muggy. Then sometimes we don't have raw, rain and low temperature. Raw is in London, temperature is low but rain is there. So it is. This is about Delhi. This climograph is clear.
Yes, sir.
You could understand the nature of vegetation. Then let me construct Trivandrum. Trivandrum is, if I count January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So Trivandrum is like this. This is Trivandrum. Minimum temperature, little variation. Here rain varies only, sometimes less, sometimes more. But such a small, so it means they don't have extreme temperature. Or around the year they have almost equitable conditions. So in this area they will be having one type of vegetation. In Delhi, vegetation has to tolerate very keen conditions, vegetation has to tolerate scorchy conditions, vegetation has to tolerate muggy conditions. The vegetation which could tolerate such a large type range of temperature is called mesophyte. Mesophyte vegetation like neem, people, sesame. The vegetation here in Delhi, it's all mesophyte. Not Delhi, in North India, North Indian plain, including peninsular plateau in the central foreland, north of Narmada region. So all vegetation is mesophytic vegetation. Are you feeling connected to the vegetation? The climograph, how climate connects the vegetation. The third type of vegetation is called hydrophyte. Hydrophyte which require regular water conditions, aquatic condition which survive only in a pond, in a lake, near the river where the regular water supply is there. So vegetation which takes place in water. So sometimes we have different type of hydrophytes. Hydrophytes, sometimes we used to say floating. Suppose this is the lake. Suppose this is a vegetation and its leaves, it is floating. So it is of three types of floating roots. Sometimes we have lake. Roots are fixed. Fixed roots. And we have also the third type of vegetation, that is also the roots are fixed, and that is vegetation within water, inside the water. Because sun rays could penetrate inside the water up to the depth of 200 feet. So if it is in the inland water bodies, so this is submerged. Submerged plants. Can you give some example of it?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Floating
Water
plant.
hyacinth. Water hyacinth.
Hyacinth, yes. Hyacinth is there. And hyacinth is, I think I explained earlier,
Yes, sir.
it is linked with the eutrophication. Hyacinth is not Indian plant. It came from Central America, particularly from Mexico. And it came as a weed with the wheat in early 70s. And it spread over in India. And so if water hyacinth spread all over the plant, what will happen? All over the lake, what will happen? Sunlight will not penetrate inside. And water will not come in contact to the open air. So there is a word sometimes we use BOD, biological oxygen demand. We have the oxygen here, that's why we are here. If there is no oxygen, it will be difficult to survive. Same inside the water, oxygen compounds are required. If there is sunlight is not coming, it is not covered with the exposed water, there is a thick layer of hyacinth. What happened? Biological demand, oxygen, the amount of oxygen in the water decreases. Then how the microorganisms will survive in the water? So if the microorganisms cannot survive, so the plankton formation will be restricted. So in such condition, plankton formation will not take place. If there is no plankton formation, then how the fish will survive? So in eastern India, particularly northeastern states, in Assam, in Bengal, including Bihar, hyacinth is a big problem for them. That is called eutrophication. So this hyacinth ultimately resulted into eutrophication. Means this पानी सड़ गया भाई, पानी सड़ गया, इसमें मछली नहीं हो सकती. Why मछली नहीं हो सकती? Because plankton cannot survive. Plankton ही नहीं होगा means उसमें इतनी ऑक्सीजन नहीं है पानी में कि उसमें plankton भी जिंदा रहे, तो मछली कहाँ से रहेगी? So plankton is the food for the fish. So free floating, you can say floating roots, they are known as the free floating plant or fixed plant or the submerged plant. Fixed are
lotus,
like lotus. Lotus is the fixed plant, and submerged बहुत सारे हैं submerged.
algae,
Algae. Algae is not a plant, it's a kind of different type of vegetation, comes in one category of grass. It is hydrilla. So these are the all different type of hydrophyte. They survive only in water. Apart from that, there is another type of vegetation that is called tropophyte. Tropophytes are little different. This is a kind of rare phenomena where plant can survive in extreme conditions. Extreme means beyond mesophyte. Do you think there may be some area where all keen, scorching, muggy and raw conditions can prevail in a year? ऐसा भी हो सकता है कोई जगह? नहीं हो सकता, तो ऐसा तो हो सकता है कि extreme keen, extreme scorchy and extreme muggy. When climatic conditions are extreme and this plant survive. Like last month, not last, 2 months ago, I was in Himalayas, near Almora. I was in Greater Himalaya. I saw clumps of bamboo over there on such lofty peaks of Himalayas. And even if you go to Manali, you will find a large forested area of bamboo over there. And bamboo also found in plain region. Northeast is Chota Nagpur plateau is the storehouse of bamboo. Entire economy of northeastern part of India is sustaining on the bamboo. Bamboo found on high altitude and low altitude. And last month we were with innovation project. We were in Jaisalmer. There were the bamboo clumps. I was surprised. What do you think? Such type of vegetation which could survive in desert, in rainforest, in equatorial and lofty peaks of Himalayas. So the extreme tolerance of the vegetation like eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is in desert, eucalyptus is in Delhi, eucalyptus is common in Assam also. Eucalyptus is common in Western Ghat also. Eucalyptus you will find in Srinagar also. After chopping the chinar tree in Srinagar, they sappled the sapling or planted the sapling of eucalyptus. So in Srinagar also, such a cold, so that type of vegetation which is having extreme tolerance, that is called tropophytes. And apart from that, another is sometimes we used to say pyrophyte. Pyrophytes means fire resistant. Pyrophytes are generally grasses. And grasses which are seasonal. Because in seasonal grasses, then it is they have the deep roots and the grasses are there. When the moisture of the soil reduced to the level, it could not supply water to the grass. So what happened to this grass? It will dry up, but roots remain alive, active, and we put the fire in the dry conditions, and when the rain will take place, new buds will come easily from the same root. So that is called pyrophytic vegetation, which is fire resistant vegetation. So trees are, a few trees may be there, but this is basically for this term we apply for grasses. In savanna grass, rain takes place from 2 to 3 months in a year. Then what happened to rest of the year? Rest of the year, 2 महीने बारिश हुई, 4 महीने का moisture हो गया. Maybe grass remains green for 6 months, and rest of the 6 month grass remain dry. In dry condition, what happened? Roots remain alive. Grass, the sometimes local people, sometimes lightning which takes place in the clouds, bird that put the fire that converted into forest fire. So ये जल जाती है, और जब जलने से जो नई birds निकलती हैं, that is useful to come out the better new birds of the grass. So that vegetation is called pyrophytes. Apart from that, another is called halophyte. Halophyte means salt resistant. Some vegetation is resistant to salty conditions. In the coastal region, like mangroves. Yesterday I told you mangroves, for 6 hours they have the salt, high tide. High tide means saline water. And rest of the 6 hours, there is the low tide. On the mouth of the river, fresh water comes. So when it is intertidal zone, sometimes the pH value of soil is so extreme, salinity is very high sometimes in the soil. It also, like munja grass, you must be knowing मूंज की grass. मूंज की grass से हम रस्सियाँ बनाते हैं और उससे चारपाई बनाते हैं. Have you heard about it? This is a common phenomena in rural India, North India, and in the Tarai region and in Duar region. Munja grass. मूंज की grass सुनी है? Yes, sir. Munja is a grass which sustain only in halophytic condition, salty condition. There is a tree called Narkul tree in UP, in Bijnor, Saharanpur, Tarai region, Pilibhit. Narkul is a common tree. That is a halophytic plant. All mangroves, salt resistant vegetation is called halophytes. Halophyte doesn't mean that it only found in the coastal region. It also found sometimes in the continental region also, where the salty conditions, where the salinity is very high. So these are some of the properties, physical properties of vegetation. And after this, next we'll take like one more. That is called halophyte. Halophytes are the one where energy cycle is very fast. You know mushroom, it comes out of humus, and how long it took to grow a full mushroom plant? Few hours, 6 hours. And if we use it within 12 hours, it is okay, otherwise it will again become a humus. मशरूम को या तो 12 घंटे में निकालिए, नहीं तो दोबारा क्या बन जाएगा? It will be humus, and after humus it will be again a plant. So see the energy cycle. Vegetation is basically the very playing important role to recycle the energy in the atmosphere. So in the environment, energy flow, mushroom, humus, nutrients, then mushroom, humus, nutrients. So this cycle is very fast. Mushroom is one of the example. In wet and humid conditions, in wet and hot conditions, near equator, in equatorial rainforests, these thallophytes are the common phenomenon. Okay? So this is all for today. Yes, bete? Which? Mushroom? It's thallophyte. Yeah, biophyte. That may be another variety of bryophyte, thallophyte. This is thallophyte, where energy cycle is very fast in this condition when it is only wet and moderate climate is there, but it is not dry, only in wet condition. So these are the few examples. So thank you very much for today's class.